Hello everyone, my name is Joseph and welcome back to the Popsicle Night channel. This video is sponsored by PTCGO the best place for you to get Pokemon TCG code cards. Are you looking to complete your card collection online for the latest set? PTCGO has everything you need. And please remember to use my code NIGHT22 at checkout so that you can get a 5% discount. Please enjoy the discount and your purchase directly supports the content I create in this channel. Thank you guys so much for your support and for your supporting PTCGO. In today's video, we're taking a look at Moltres from the Pokemon Go expansion set. We'll be using Moltres mainly for its ability Flare Symbol, which increases your basic fire Pokemon's attack by 10 more damage. 10 more damage may not seem like much, but it does make a big difference. So we'll have a full set of this in the deck. And we're pairing it with none other than ENTEI V. And it synergizes really well since it has the attack Burning Rondo. For 1 fire and 1 colorless energy, it deals 20 plus damage and 20 more damage for each bench Pokemon for both players. So with both players with a full bench, you'll be dealing 220 damage, 260 damage with full Moltres in play, and 290 damage with the help of the Choice Belt when going against a Pokemon V. And that's a good number because you're looking at being able to knock out a V-Star Pokemon with a single hit. ENTEI V also has the ability Fleet-Footed, which allows you to draw 1 card if this Pokemon is in the active spot. It is worth noting that of the 3 Generation 2 legendary Pokemon, ENTEI V is by far the bulkiest because of its high HP and it is hard to KO. You can make it even tougher to beat with the help of the Cape of Toughness to add 50 HP to it, and I'm also using 4 copies of Heat Energy in this build. When attached to Fire Pokemon, for each of this energy, it adds an additional 20 more HP. So technically, while impractical, you can beef up ENTEI V's HP up to 360 HP. But the downside to ENTEI V is that it has the most amount of retreat cost of the 3, making it the hardest to pivot out of the active spot. As a one-of backup attacker, I added Heat more. Among the basic single-price Fire-type Pokemon, I found this one to be the most interesting. It has 2 attacks, and the first one is the reason why I have this. For just 1 colorless energy, Lick deals 20 damage, or up to 60 damage with 4 Moltres in play, and then you flip a coin. If heads, your opponent's active Pokemon is now paralyzed. So with good RNG, not only can you deal chip damage, but also be able to stall, making it a viable option for disruption. And its second attack is Flamethrower. For 2 fire and 1 colorless energy, it deals 120 damage, after which you discard 1 energy from this Pokemon. My next backup attacker is RADIANT CHARIZARD. It has the Excited Heart ability, which reduces this Pokemon's attack cost by 1 colorless energy for each prize card your opponent has already taken. So if your opponent has already taken 4 prizes, you can use this attack for just 1 fire energy. Its attack is Combustion Blast for 1 fire and 4 colorless energy. It deals 250 damage and 280 with the Choice Belt when going against a V Pokemon, and 320 damage with 4 Moltres in play. This is definitely an insane damage output for a single fire energy. For my support Pokemon, I have Manaphy with a Wave Veil ability to prevent attack damage from being done to our bench Pokemon. And for consistency, I'm using Snorlax with the Gourmandize ability. For my tool cards, I'm using 2 Air Balloons and 2 Choice Belt. And for my item cards worth noting, I have 1 copy of Echoing Horn. This allows you to put a basic Pokemon from your opponent's discard pile onto their bench. This is great for filling your opponent's bench to increase ENTEI V's attack. And I also have Hisuian Heavy Ball, which allows you to look at your prize cards, and if you find a basic Pokemon there, you can exchange this Heavy Ball as the prize card instead, and you can put one of the basic Pokemon in your hand. Next up is Switch Card. Since we are playing only basic Pokemon, you can use this to switch out your basic active Pokemon, and this will also heal that Pokemon by 30 HP. And for Stadium, I'm using Magma Basin. Once per turn, you can attach a basic fire energy from your discard pile to one of your benched fire Pokemon, after which you have to put 2 damage counter on that Pokemon. This is a great Stadium because it makes it a lot easier to accelerate energy to our fire Pokemon. For my supporters, I have Boss's Orders, Marnie, Professor's Research, but Raihan have been the most useful since most of our attackers need 2 or more energies for its attack. If one of your Pokemon was knocked out during your opponent's turn, Raihan allows you to accelerate 1 basic energy from your discard pile to one of your Pokemon, and then you can also get any 1 card from your deck. And that's pretty much it. You can find the complete deck list in the description below, and now please enjoy the following gameplay videos showcasing Moltres. Alright, let's get into some games. We're gonna go first, and we're gonna start this one off with an ENTEI V in the active spot, and Heat more to go on the bench. Again, the more Pokemon you have in play or on the bench, and even your opponent, will continue to increase ENTEI V's attack damage output. So having as much Pokemon as you can in the bench is good. Let's use Fleet-Footed first, see what we get. Alright, Fire Energy, that's gonna go to ENTEI V. And we're just gonna discard this Choice Belt. We won't need it in this matchup. And I'll get a Moltres and start filling my bench. Even use this Ultra Ball. And I think I'll get another Moltres. And we're just gonna pass. So we're going up against a Lunatone Solrock combo. Man, I see this deck in the ladder so much that I'm starting to hate it. I mean, you know what? Going against it is a real challenge for sure. It can build up so much energy that it can almost one-hit KO any Pokemon in the game if they can set up properly. And the fact that they're only losing one prize at a time, their opponent really has to go through their entire 6 prizes to win the game, which makes it really insane. And not only that, it's so cheap to build, not only in the game, in online game, but also in real life, which makes it really, really good. And the setup is so fast. Look at this. They're filling up their bench already with Solrock, and they have a Lunatone all ready to go. All you have to do is discard a bunch of energies and then energize it with Solrock. And they're already attacking on their first turn, going second for 120 damage. And I'm sure you can build that damage up even further if you can set up how many energies you have in the discard pile and also your Solrock. So let's use Fleet-Footed. We got Raihan from that. I'll just use Switching Card, and that will also heal our ENTEI V. So we're just going to preserve it as much as we can, and we're just going to Gormandize. We got another ENTEI V, so we can put that into play. And Cape of Toughness will help us to tank a lot more hit from their Lunatone. So the dilemma here is that if my opponent builds up so much energy, they can possibly knock out our ENTEI V. But one way we can defend that against that is to build up as much HP on our ENTEI V and tank as much hits as we can. That way, if we can knock out their attacking Pokemon, because they'll have to stack so much energy, they're gonna have a hard time building up their second attacker. Alright, we got a heat energy from that. I think I'll build up I'll build up this guy, scoop up Moltres, and just attack. Because again, I don't think they'll be able to stack enough energy to their other Lunatone and get a knockout. So I'll use Burning Rondo, get a knockout here. That gets us 1 prize. But they also have to build up this Lunatone in the active spot with a lot of energy to get a knockout. But again, this Lunatone Solrock combo is just so easy to set up. It's probably going to be no problem for them to put so much energy and get a knockout here. Because right now, with the Cape of Toughness, that's adding 70 HP to us, but we already have 90 damage to our ENTEI V. They're just gonna attack, but we tank a hit. Unbelievable. Let's go, ENTEI V. I think that's gonna be my strategy. Let's grab this Charizard. That's gonna help us along the way too. We're only losing 1 prize if they knock out Charizard. Let's use Fleet-Footed. We have Marnie. I'll just attack and knock out their active Pokemon, so that resets their Lunatone. They'll have to rebuild 3 or 4 energies to their Lunatone, and they're gonna knock out my active, but still we have another ENTEI V in the lineup, and we're gonna be able to tank a hit. Hopefully we just need to grab another Cape of Toughness probably, and then go from there. And along the way we're gonna attack with Charizard so that we only lose 1 prize when they knock it out. So that's gonna balance out the price exchange. But as of right now, I think I'm gonna stick with this strategy, is just buff up my ENTEI V as much as I can and have my opponent just reset their Lunatone's attack. And if they only deal 120 damage every turn, we can tank probably 3 hits, to be honest with you. So let's go ahead and do that. Use Raihan, accelerate an energy to my active, and I think I'll get a Switching Card, because that's going to help with the healing, and start building up another ENTEI V, Fleet-Footed, and we get another heat energy. Nice. Burning Rondo for another knockout. Nice. That's going to get us another prize. We get a Magma Basin, which is really good. And that can actually allow us to attack with our heat more if we need to. And with enough Moltres in play, we could even knock out a Lunatone, I think. But as of right now, I'm going to stick with the ENTEI V. I have another heat energy on hand, so I can buff up my other ENTEI V to 250 HP. So with 120 damage every turn, if they don't have any other energy to attach to their active Pokemon from their hand, they're only dealing 240 damage total. But Scoop Up Net does help. Okay. Yeah, each time they scoop up their Solrock, they can reuse their ability and they can accelerate more energies. They could start building up their other Lunatone, though. No, they're just putting all the energy in one Pokemon. I think they're trying to get a knockout here. I can't calculate it in my mind right now. Moon Kinesis. Nice try, bro. Nice try. Let's go, ENTEI V. 240 damage. They're 10 damage shy of getting a knockout. Let's go. Let's go ahead and heal. Switch that guy out. Fleet-footed. And there it is. That's going to be my strategy for winning this matchup. Get another knockout with our new ENTEI V in the active spot. We have Boss's Order. And we're just going to continue to target their attackers, I think. It's a, you know, in paper, ideally, you wish you could attack their Solrock so they can't re-energize their Pokemon. But recovery is just really good. They have access to Rescue Carry. They could just get it from their discard pile and then reuse its ability again. But after my opponent used up all of their Scoop Up Net, or majority of it, there's no way they can build up so much energy in their Lunatone in a single turn now. So yeah, they're going to be hitting for 120, 150 every turn, and it will require them at least two turns before they can knock out one of our ENTEI V. But if they have a boss, they can just knock out the one on our bench. But we need 2 more prizes to go to win this game. But I think we got this. As long as they don't knock out my other ENTEI V, we can get a knockout on our next turn. And even if they knock out one of our Entei's, we have Charizard as a reserve to get another knockout. And there it is. They don't knock out our ENTEI V. We're just going to go along with that. And Burning Rondo to get another prize. And there it is, guys. That's going to be it for us. There's no way my opponent can win this game unless they have a Pokemon that can hit both ENTEI V and knock both of them out. But even if they knock out our ENTEI V, we'll finish this off with Charizard for a single fire energy and win the game. There it is. Wow. I can't believe we won against this. I really dislike this Lunatone Solrock combo just because it's so hard to beat. But yep, since we can retreat our Moltres, we'll just use Combustion Blast for the win. Wow, good game. Good game. Alright, let's get into another game. We are going to go first, and we're going to start this one off with the Moltres in the active spot, which is less than ideal because it has 2 retreat cost. You need Air Balloon or possibly attach 2 energies onto your Moltres before you can retreat it. But we need to set up another basic Pokemon on our bench, and that's going to be our priority. Okay. Alright, cool. We got Radiant Charizard from that mulligan. That's good. I could probably attach the Cape of Toughness, to be honest with you. Let's play Magma Basin, attach an energy to our Charizard, and we're just going to pass. So what I'm going to try and do is build up the energy on Charizard, Radiant Charizard, because you can attack with it even... You don't have to wait for your opponent to take a lot of prize before you can attack. With the help of Magma Basin, you can accelerate much more energy to Charizard and attack for 250 plus damage. And with a lot of Moltres in play, you could attack for a lot of damage. Possibly knock out Arceus V-Star even. But if my opponent evolves into their Boltund VMAX, it's going to be a lot harder to one-hit KO the VMAX. But my opponent Marnie's, we got an ENTEI V from that. And they're just going to use Trinity Charge to charge up their Boltund V. Alright. I don't think we can get a knockout here. So I'll just set up as much as I can and then go from there. We got a Heatmore, alright. I can put that on the bench. And then I'll just pass. Most likely they're just gonna knock out my Moltres. But what's dangerous is that if they have a boss's order, they evolve into Boltund VMAX and stack enough energies in play, they could knock out my ENTEI V. But again, what we're gonna try and do is build up its HP. Hopefully it's gonna be a lot harder for my opponent to get a one-hit KO on our ENTEI V. They will evolve into Arceus V-Star. They use their ability. Now they can get any 2 cards from their deck onto their hand, and we don't even know what it is. They evolve into Flaffy, alright. And there's the boss's order. They can retreat freely with their Arceus V, and then they can attack with Boltund. Wonder how much damage they're dealing. 230 damage. That is crazy. If it wasn't for the heat energy, we would have gotten knocked out. That's insane. Let me sacrifice the Magma Basin. I'll get another Moltres. And then Fleet-footed Manaphy. Okay, we can sacrifice Manaphy. I don't think they're doing any bench damage, so I'll set up another ENTEI V. Put that heat energy, and I'm just gonna use Burning Rondo to deal 240 damage to their Boltund VMAX. 240 damage is actually pretty significant if you think about it. And if they get a knockout, they get 2 prizes. For me to attack with Charizard, Radiant Charizard, I actually need 3 energies for me to attack on the next turn. So I don't think I can build that up just yet. But if I can actually knock out their Boltund VMAX. But it depends on what we get. I'll just put my Heatmore in the active spot. And we can use it to attack. Why not, right? I could also stall. Put an air balloon on Moltres. It's going to be a great pivot. And I'm just going to use Lick. Come on, give me heads. Dude. Let's go. Let's go. If my opponent doesn't have anything to switch it out, we could actually knock it out with this Heatmore. That's insane. Let's go. Let's go, Heatmore. I knew adding you to the build was a good idea. If we had more Moltres, we're actually dealing a lot more. But as it is, we're okay. That paralysis is going to help us out. They're going to use Professor's Research. They're probably going to get a switch here, which is going to be... No, they don't, dude. Let's go. And that affords us a chance to build up our ENTEI V. So we'll attach an energy. Bump out their Stadium with our Magma Basin. I'll just use Professor's Research. Okay, we have Cape of Toughness. Add more buff to our ENTEI V. Get rid of 1 Professor's Research to get another Moltres. And we can even attach this Choice Belt to increase damage. We're just gonna lick for 80 damage. Dealing a knockout against this Boltund VMAX, getting us 3 prizes. Not bad at all, man. That's Heatmore for ya. I knew this was a good find. So, of all the doggos that I paired with the legendary birds, I had to find another single price basic Pokemon to add to the build because, again, for example, ENTEI V tops at 290 damage. Not quite enough to knock out VMAXs, so I had to find a basic Pokemon that only requires 1 energy and deal that chip damage to finish off any VMAX, or at least chip damage. And sure enough, Heatmore is such a good addition to this build. My opponent knocks out my Heatmore, but now we can put our Moltres in play, so we're adding 40 extra damage to our attacks. And let's use Fleet-Footed for now. Got Air Balloon, and yeah, I think I'm just going to attack here. Knock out their Boltund V. We're dealing 260 damage, getting us 2 prizes. We just need one more prize to go. And even if they put their Arceus V-Star, our Charizard we can just put 1 energy, and we're dealing 290 damage, and it can pretty much knock out any of their Pokemon in play. So we got this. We definitely got this game. There's a scoop. Wow. Good game. And that's it for the video. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, please don't forget to smash the like button for me. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below, and please subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. Thank you so much for watching the Popsicle Night channel, and as always, stay safe and have a great day.